Welcome to Morning Message for February the 18th. A little while ago, I got one of these smart watches. And in order to utilize it to its fullest, you have to play with it for a little while and try to figure out all the different features. So I was in the process of doing that, and there's a calculator on this watch. And the special thing about this calculator is that it works out tips for you. So if you're in a restaurant, you just put in the cost of the meal, and depending on what percentage you want, it'll tell you what the tip ought to be for that particular meal. And my daughter Keely was nearby, and so I pointed this feature out to her, that this watch has this special calculator that works out tips. And she kind of looked at me and she says, well, all calculators work out percentages. I then, feeling a little defeated there, went on to say, yeah, but this calculator also will divide the bill into however many people you want to divide the bill into. And she looked at me and she said, but Dad, all calculators divide. So that round went to Keely. Obviously, all calculators do percentages and can divide, plus a multitude of other things. Most of those buttons on a calculator, I have no idea what they mean or can do, but I do know how to do percentages, and I do know how to divide on any calculator. So that got me thinking about the various religions that there are in the world. And if you study these, you'll discover that pretty nearly every one of them have some version of the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. But obviously that's not our experience of all religious organizations. Some seem to have forgotten that. And of course, watching the news lately about the coronavirus and how it can mutate as it tries to reproduce, it gives you an idea about how religions can become corrupt as well as they mutate. And some of them forget that very important rule, so important that we call it the golden rule, to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And so this is also the day after Ash Wednesday. Yesterday was Ash Wednesday. We had a service in the evening at St. Paul's Church. We've been doing this service for many, many years. We did the ashes a little bit differently. But what I want to mention today is that that service talks a lot about sin. And I'm always very careful about that, because it's very easy for us to become down on ourselves because of the things that we've done that we shouldn't have done, or the things we didn't do that we should have done. And that service isn't really about the things that I've done wrong or the things that I should have done that I didn't do. It's not really about that. And there's kind of a litany of things that ways in which human beings can and do sin. And I don't fit into all of those categories. Sure, I fit into most of them, but perhaps not all of them. And so that gives me the idea that this service is really about our corporate sin. The sin of the church, the sin of the community, the sin of human beings living in the world, the things that we've done wrong and the things that we didn't do that we should have done. And that's really what that service is about. It's not just about me, it's about us. It's a corporate act that we're involved in. It involves the whole community. And that's what the start of Lent is all about. Ash Wednesday is acknowledging that corporate sin that we're involved in, and that we will, as individuals, as groups of people within this world, will do our best to do better in the future. So that service is really not meant to be a downer about how rotten a person I am. It's really meant to be an opportunity for the world, for everybody in it, to have a change of behavior so that we can do better and start following the golden rule and applying that golden rule to every interaction that we have in this world. And that's my hope and prayer for us today, that we can be a part of a group of people that are really trying to make change in the world. My hope is that that would be as obvious to us as calculators that can do division and work out percentages, and that people will start to follow the golden rule. And that's my hope and prayer for all of us today, that we will do our part in our own little corner in this world to apply the golden rule to all encounters. God bless. Amen.